Wednesday, September 12th, 4 o'clock, Skyline. 66 degrees. It's been drizzling, overcast all day. Brookline in blue, first home game of the year. Newton North in white, orange trim. It's Matt, Jacques, and Ben up top. Brookline on the kickoff. That's Matt to the left side. It goes out of bounds. Throwing for Newton North right at their bench. 3 gets blocked by Ben, out of bounds. Ben, Jacques, Matt up top. Brendan, Luca, Jacob on midfield. That's Mark. Mark to Luca, gets poked away. Isaac steps up, gets deflected back. That's Mark on the ball. Mark sends it back to Zach in goal. So it's Ben, Isaac, Mark, and probably Manuel in defense. It's in midfield. That's Matt on the ball to the left. He gets cut off in front of the Newton bench. Ben goes to the corner. That's Jacques. Gets double teamed, gets the ball taken away. They go up the right side. That's Manuel, clears it back in. Jacques off his body. That's Brendan on the ball. Brendan sends it back to Isaac. Isaac turns to his right. There's no pressure on him. Isaac sends it back to his left. Gets cut off. They come through the center circle. That's cut off by Isaac. 20 for Newton North. 15 pokes it ahead. Ben Sanders' side. Ben hits it toward us. It's still in bounds. It's off. 42 hits it down the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds. 20 on the throw. It gets cut off. They call a foul on Newton. Free kick for Brookline. We are 150 into the first half. There's no score. Ben Sander on the free kick. Ben sends it down the left side. It got headed by Ben. He's trying to go to the corner to Jacques. Defender misses it. That's past Jacob. Ben Sanders steps up. Jacob has it. Jacob sends it back to Isaac. Isaac, no pressure on him. He's got Mark to his left. Mark has the ball. Mark toward midfield. Sends it to Brendan in the center circle. Brendan to the side. Manuel. Manuel down the left side. He's got Jacques making a run. It gets cleared away. It bounces at midfield. They cross midfield. They cut it back. 18 to the side. "19 clears it ahead. It's going to be a free kick for Manuel, just inside midfield. Okay, it's on the defensive side of midfield. We're 3:20 into the first half. There's no score. Manuel to Ben Sander. He reverses the field. Ben puts it to the back post. Jacques after it. It gets headed away by the Newton player toward the sideline. Brendan's after it to the sideline. Brendan gets to it. Brendan turns. Brendan back into the box toward Jacques. Got cut off. That's 5 cuts it off for Newton. Cuts it down the side. Manuel cuts it back off. Jacques off his chest. Gets blocked toward the Newton bench. 5 has it. Jacob hit him in the back. 20 down the left side. Here comes 20. 20 down the side. It's thrown in. That's Matt off his head. 20. Pokes it back to 5. 18 turns on the center circle. Sends it back to the center back. He steps over it. Gets around Ben. Oh, that's 5 to the side. Ben to the left. Slide tackle, he hit the player. Ben's down. Jacques has the ball. Jacques, and they call a foul. Ben is down in front of the Newton bench. It's going to be a free kick for Newton North. We're 5:20 into the first half. There's no score. Goalie in fluorescent green hits it up the field. Bounces Mark off his head. That's Luca with the ball. Mark turns, sends the wing. That's Jacob. Jacob cuts it back toward the center, sends it to Isaac. Isaac sends it back to Zach. Zach down the middle of the field. That's off Luca's head. That's Jacques off his chest. He plays it back to Mark. Mark off the side of his foot to midfield. Mark hits the player in the air, 18 to foul. Free kick for Newton North in front of the Brookline bench. And we're 6:10 into the first half. That's Diego taking the free kick for Newton. He puts it toward the top of the box. It gets headed. 15 shoots, gets blocked, goes toward the side. And he played it out of bounds. It's going to be throw-in for Brookline. Just in front of the corner flag. Manuel on the throw. Slips off his hand. 18 has it, back to 10. Gets poked away. Another throw-in for Newton. 7 minutes into the first half. There's no score. They throw it back to 19. He chips it with his left foot. Matt's under it. Gets headed by the Newton player. That's Luca with the ball. Luca off his left foot. Luca turns to his right. 15 comes back with it for Newton. He sends it to the corner to number 9. 9 to the left corner. Isaac's on him. He sends it back to 20. 20 chips it toward the box. That's Jacob with the ball. Jacob to his right. Jacob to Matt. Matt, hard touch. Back to Jacob. Jacob steps over it. Jacob to Isaac. Isaac chips it ahead. It bounces. Brendan has it. He backheeled it to Luca. Luca spins. Manuel has it to the sideline. Back toward the middle of the field. That's Jacob on the ball. Jacob looks up. He gets body checked by 5. Jacob to his left. He sends it back to Mark. Mark on his right foot. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Brookline. Manuel's taking it. It's right in front of the Brookline bench. It bounces to Brendan. Brendan to Luca. Luca still has it in midfield. He finds Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan goes down. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Newton. It's a free kick for Newton. We are 8:50 into the first half. No score. Just inside of midfield. It's right at the top of the box. It bounces. Ben Sanders off his head. Toward the corner. He gets hit by the player. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be a corner for Newton. It's a corner for Newton. Brendan's on the near post. They've got two guys in the goal mouth. It goes to the back post. It goes over the back post. Manuel's chasing it. It's to the corner. Manuel clears it out of bounds. Throwing for Newton North. We are 9:50 into the first half. They go to the corner. It gets knocked out by Manuel. Throwing for Newton North. Toward the corner, 10, turns. It hits the corner flag. And it's a corner for Newton North. They take a short corner. It goes to the top. He shoots it. Zach catches it on the near post. Zach looks for help. He sends it down the left side. He's trying to find Jacob. Jacob on the ball. He chips it ahead to Jacques. Jacques running down the left side into the left corner. Jacques, he's got Matt on the far post. He sends it back to Jacob. Jacob goes to his right. That's Manuel's going to get it at midfield. Nine's chasing him. Gets it to Luca. Luca turns. He finds Brendan in the center circle. Brendan turns. He looks to his right. He looks back, sends it back to Luca. Luca right at midfield to Jacob. Jacob to Luca. Luca to Jacques. Jacques back heels it to Ben. Got cut off by 10. 19 to the right side. Ben knocks him off the ball. It's a foul. 11:20 into the first half. There's no score. Free kick for Newton. They chip it down their right side. It's over his head. That's a handball. I think it was Diego actually that on the handball. It's going to be a free kick for Manuel and Brookline. We are 12 minutes into the first half. There's no score. Manuel with his left foot sends it down the left side over Ben's head. Jacques has it. Jacques tried to get, he got cut off. They go to the right back. Brendan's after him. Jacques takes it away. Jacques to the left corner. Brendan and Matt are with him. Jacques crosses in front. Matt's on the back post. Matt on his head. It gets cleared away by the defense. Brendan was on the near post.
Here we go, Matt.
Matt had headed in the ball and was right there. We have a corner for Brookline. Manuel's going to take it.
Go Brookline!
I have to take it off for the corners. He crosses in front. Goalie catches it. Mark was right in the center of the box to get it. They send it down the right side. 2 gets played off by Ben Kaplan. Ben turns and puts it up the field. Gets headed back. That's Luca. Luca to Brendan. Brendan turns. Brendan in the center circle. Brendan goes down. That's a foul. Still on top of him. What is this? We are 13:30 into the first half. Ben is going to take the free kick.
Go Ben! Yalla Ben!
Ben low to his left. He tried to find that was Eric in the game, number 13. Mark has it. Mark on his right foot. Mark to Brendan in the center circle. Mark turns. Brendan sends it to Ben. Ben on the right side. Ben on the ground to Luca. Back to Ben. It goes to Jacob. Jacob turns. He's to Mark. 2 on him. Diego comes in, cuts the ball away. Mark cuts it off. That's Isaac on the ball. Isaac to Manuel. Manuel on his left foot. Goes up the side to Ben. Ben to Manuel, up the left side. Past Brendan, hits Jacques. Jacques turns to his right. Jacques steps over it. He protects it. Sends it back to Mark. Mark on a hard touch. Loses the ball in midfield. Mark has it. Mark. Diego came in and took the ball away. It's going to bounce. Ben hits it off the Newton player. That's Isaac on the ball. Isaac toward us. That's Eric off his head. Eric to Jacob. Jacob, oh, gets hit out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. That's Jacob to Ben. Ben reverses the field. He tried to hit Brendan off his head. 5 got to it. 18 hit Jacob. Brendan has it. Brendan on his right foot. Brendan tried to find Eric. 20 steps over him. 15 in the middle of the field. 18 down the center to 15 on the left. He sends it back to 20. 20 out of bounds.
Oh, the ball's out of bounds, guy.
Subs are coming in for Newton. We are 15:50 into the first half. 20 on the throw right in front of us. He goes down the sideline to 11. 11 off his head to the middle of the field. That's Brendan. He clears it toward the sideline. It's going to hook back. 20 has it. 20 off his head. That's Eric on the ball. Eric off his chest. Eric toward Jacques. 18 turns on in midfield. 18 turns. It hits Jacob. That's Luca with the ball. Luca turns. 11 takes it away. That's Mark that clears it. Mark to Eric. Eric in midfield. Eric's got Jacques. It's under Jacques. They call him offside. Wow. It's going to be a free kick for Newton. We're 16:40 into the first half. There's no score. Goalie on the free kick. He sends it out to his left. 42 on the left. He sends it up the sideline. Ben off his head toward the middle of the field. 11 has it. Sends it back to 42. 42 to his right. There's nobody there. Zach's going to get to it. Zach on the edge of the box. We're 17:10 into the first half. No score. Zach spins it toward midfield off 49's head. That was Luca to Brendan. Brendan sends it back to Jacob. Jacob turns. It gets knocked away. 8 to the side. It's going to skid out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Brookline. Subs are coming in for Brookline. Dimitri is coming in for Ben. And Rex came in for... Who did he come in for? Rex came in for Jacob. It's thrown down the side. That's Eric off his head. Jacques off his chest. Jacques to his left. Past Brendan. He sends it back to Luca. Luca turns. Luca sends it to Ben. Ben on the right. Ben to the middle. 49's going to cut up. That's Eric on the ball. Eric. 11 behind him. Sends it back to Isaac. Isaac turns. Isaac with his right foot sends it up the field. 20 off his head to the middle of the field to Jacques. Jacques to Eric. 11's right behind him. Jacques has the ball. Jacques, it gets blocked. That's that's Zach with the ball. 18:50 into the first half. No score. Bounces in midfield. 49. That's Dimitri on the ball. Dimitri to his left. It's in front of the Newton bench. 2 is going to get to and clear it. Manuel cuts it off. Well, that's Max. Max sends it back to the goalie. Brendan's chasing it. Goes to the middle of the field. That was Rex on the ball. Eric has it. Eric to Brendan. Brendan turns on it. Brendan steps back to his left. He sends it to Eric, and he pokes it out of bounds. Sub coming in for Brookline. It's going to be Matt. He's going to come in for Brendan. 19:40 into the first half. It's thrown toward the box. They said it's an illegal throw-in. It's going to be a throw for Newton. Sub is coming in for Newton.
Yo, who's on 11? EJ,
20-10 into the first half. There's no score. 20 down the sideline to 11. That's Matt on the ball. Matt toward his left. Matt sends it back to Manuel. Gets past Manuel. 2 on him. He cuts it back past 13. Sends it ahead to Dimitri. Dimitri turns to his left. Dimitri tried to find Rex. Got cut off. That's Mark. Mark off his head. It gets cleared off the Newton player out of bounds. Manuel to Matt. They pick it up, they throw the other way. Cut off by Mark. They cross it in front. Ben clears it. To midfield, Dimitri's after. 19 pokes it ahead to his right. 13 in the corner. Manuel hits it off of him. Sends it back to 2. That's Max. Max crosses it with his right foot. It goes out of bounds. $21:30 into the first half. There's no score. That's Zach. It floats toward midfield. Bounces. That's Rex. Rex gets kicked. No call. 11. That's Eric on the ball. Eric to his right. Eric cuts it. Eric through the player's legs. Jacques has the ball. Jacques turns to his left. Jacques crosses to the back post. Dimitri, they call him offside. That's a tough angle to call offsides.
Why do I only think of pro drama?
22:30 in the first half. No score. It's getting brighter here at Skyline. It's over midfield. That's off Luca's head. That's Dimitri on it. Dimitri gets hit by number 2. That's Luca back to Manuel. Tried to find Dimitri. That is Max Johnson on the ball. He's making a run. He goes down. It's a foul. .49 on the free kick. 3 on the wall for Brookline. Zach and Reg, you can hear him calling. He chips it to the back post. Zach's going to catch it. No. Zach picks it up. 23-20 into the first half. No score. Zach in the air. It's going to spin toward midfield. Bounces past Jacques. 11 to the side to 18. 18 cuts it back to 20. 20 to the middle, gets cut off by Luca. Luca turns on it. Luca loses the ball. 11 has it. 11 hit Rex. 19 off his chest. 18, that's Mark that cut it off. Mark's making a run. Mark to the side to Jacques. Jacques over midfield. Jacques to his left. Jacques goes down. Newton comes away with it. That hit Mark. Mark to Manuel. Manuel down the left. He's making a run straight. Oh, he goes straight down. No call. That's Matt down the left side. He's trying to find Jacques. Jacques into the left corner. He's got Eric in the center of the field. It goes out of bounds. Subs are going to come in next whistle for Brookline. It's thrown in by Newton in front of the Newton bench. Max down the side. That hit Luca. Luca to Eric. Eric tried to find Matt. Got cut off. Eric's after it. Eric cuts it to his right. Eric cuts it back. Eric's got Matt. Eric to his left gets poked away. 11 down the side. It's going to go out of bounds. 3 subs are coming in for Brookline. Jacques coming out. Seb is coming in. Ben Kaplan's coming in. Luca came out. And Jacob came in. They throw down the side. That's Eric. Eric protecting the ball. Back to Ben. Ben clears it up the field. Ben Kaplan's chasing it. 42 shielding it for Newton. And he brings it down to his left. 42 to his left, down the left sideline. Off the side of his foot down the sideline. That's Ben. 8 cuts in. 8's going to get the ball. 8 cuts it back to his right. It gets cut off. That was Rex. Rex to Matt. Matt to Rex. Rex, hard touch. Over 11's head. Ben Sander has it. 8 cuts in. 8's trying to get over his head. 8 to the middle to 11. Rex cut it off. Ben's going to get to it. Spinning toward the sideline. He cuts it back. He gets fouled. There's no call. 11 sends it back. 18 runs into Jacob. That's Matt on the ground. 20. Jacob in the air. 3 off his head. That's Rex. That's Matt to Seb. Seb to Manuel in front of the Brookline bench. Manuel hits it off the Newton player out of bounds. 27 minutes into the first half. No score. Ben Kaplan. That's Seb making a run down the left side. Seb down the left side to the left corner. He gets tackled. What's the call? Foul on Brookline. They go down their right side over midfield to the middle of the field. That's Jacob on the ball. Jacob sends it back in. There's nobody there. Goalie's going to get to it. We are 27:30 into the first half. No score. Goalie. No pressure. Goalie down the right side. Hits Mark in the head. 18 off his head. Matt pokes it away. 19 tries to send it to 18 in midfield. That's Matt, got blocked. 19 to the middle of the field. 8 got cut off by Ben. Ben still has it. Ben Sander on the ball. It gets deflected back. That's Ben. Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan gets in. He sends it to the side, and they call a foul. It's going to be a free kick for Brookline. They're about, from the spot, they're about 25 yards out. They went 4 on the wall. 28:30 into the first half. Ben Kaplan is over the ball. He's gonna get 10 yards. There's no one back. There's no one up for Newton. Everyone's in the box. 4 on the wall. 2 next to the wall. Ben low hits the wall. That's Ben Sander. It gets cleared. Mark steps up. Mark sends it down the left side. It hits Seb. Seb to his right, he's got Ben Sander. Ben shoots. It's going to sail over the top.
Drop now.
Brendan's going to come in the game. He's coming in for Rex. We're 29-30 into the first half. No score. They go short. 42 has it. Coming out of the back. He goes down the left side. It's deep. Zach's going to get to it. We're 30 minutes into the first half. There's no score. Zach puts it in the air to midfield. Brendan's under. He gets pushed. 49. That's Ben. Past Seb. Seb to the left. 12 clears it to the sideline. Out of bounds. It's going to throw in for Brookline right at the Newton bench. And that's Alejo's in the game for Eric. That is Manuel down the left side. That's Brendan off his head. Got cut off by the Newton player. Jacob went up for it. Manuel has it. He sends it back to Mark. Mark in front of the Brookline bench. Mark to Matt. Matt sends it back to Isaac. Isaac, he's got Brendan up the middle. He's going to go up the sideline. Gets headed away. 49 has it. Jacob cuts it off. Alejo tried to step over it. He got cut off. Down the side. That's Brendan. He stepped over it. He sends it back to Matt. Matt in midfield. He's got Brendan behind him. Sends it to Jacob. To Matt. It gets poked away out of bounds. 31-30 in the first half. To the side, to Matt. Matt's side. Matt back to Ben. Ben got cut off. 11 back to Diego on the left sideline. Diego to the middle to 5. 5 in the middle of the field. He's got some space. He tries to go to the side. Got cut off by Ben Sander. That's Ben Kaplan on it. Ben brings it down with his right foot to Ben. Ben gets cut up by 20. 20 to the middle of the field to 5. Brendan's going to get to it. Brendan to the sideline. He cuts it out of bounds. 32-15 into the first half. That's Luca coming into the game. See who's coming out. Looks like Matt's coming out. Jacques came in for Seb. Throw in. It's to the corner. It gets deflected on the cross. That Zach pulled it away from the Newton player. Zach to the left. Manuel down the left side. He's at the Brookline bench. Manuel pokes it ahead. Tried to find Ben Kaplan. Got cut off. 12 to the sideline. That's Mark on the ball. Mark plays it down with his left to Manuel. Gets poked away. Brendan's coming back. 3 players on him. Brendan comes away with it. Brendan down the left side. Brendan looks ahead. He gets cut. He sent it to Ben Kaplan. Brendan to Jacques. Jacques toward the box. He goes down. No call. Goalie sends it out to his left. Number 7 has it. That's Ben Sandu who steps up. He clears it right to the sideline.
Good job, Sanders.
Nice stop. Good, how are you? That's Ben into Ben Kaplan. He tried to find Brendan. 49 heads it away. 18. Jacob. That was Luca on his back foot. Brendan brings it down. Brendan sends it back to Mark. Mark chips it to the left. 49's under it off his head. They go down the right side. Jacques body checks in there. That's Jacques. Jacques still has it. 10 clears it toward the sideline. That's Diego. Ben Kaplan has it in front of the Newton bench. Brendan has it. Brendan to his left. Tried to find Jacques. Got cut off. Diego to the sideline. That's Luca with the ball. Luca to Ben Kaplan. Ben turns. Ben cuts in. Ben still has the ball. Here comes Ben. Ben on the ground. That's Ben Sander. Gets cleared away by the defender. We're 35 minutes into the first half. Ben Sander on the ball. 7 cuts it away. Alejo on the ball. It gets cut away by 20. It looks like it's a corner. It's a corner for Brookline. It's Alejo on the corner. Brookline has 4 in the box. Ben Sander, Brendan's on the back. Jacobs up top. It's a near post, gets cleared away. It's going to bounce. 7's going to get to it for Newton. 7 makes him out, gets cut off. Jacob has it. Jacob turns. Jacob's got 2 on him. Jacob sends it back to Isaac. Isaac sends it to Luca. Luca to Mark. Mark on the left sends it to Manuel's side. Manuel in front of the Brookline bench. Back to Mark. Mark up the middle of the field. He's trying to find Alejo. That is... They're going to the right. 49 through the center of the field. 12 has it. 12 on the ground. Mark cuts it off. Mark steps over it. 12 to 49. It's in the middle field. He has a shot. Cleared away by Mark. Alejo off his head. He's making a run for it. He comes back, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Throwing for Brookline. It's Jacob to Brendan. Brendan back to Jacob. Jacob to his left. He's got Luca in the center circle. Luca sends it back to Mark. Mark to his left. Manuel can't keep it in. We are 37 minutes into the first half. There's no score. It's thrown down the side, over Manuel's head. Mark off his head. They call the... I think it was offside. No, could have been offside. Be a foul. Free kick for Brookline. Manuel, left foot down the left side, hits the defender. That's Brendan on it. Max takes it away. Max. That's Isaac that cleared it. Isaac to Ben Kaplan. Ben Kaplan to Jacques. Sends it to Ben Kaplan on the left side. Knocks 12 off the ball. 12 pokes it out of bounds. Throwing for Brookline. It's going to be Jacques on the throw. We're 38 minutes into the first half. No score. Jacques on the long throw. Looks like it slipped out of his hand. To the top, Brendan. He sent it back to Jacob. Jacob high in the air. Goalie's going to get to it. Goalie sends it to his left. 20 has it. 2 men on him. Jacob hits it off of him. Yep, it's a throw-in for Newton. Down the side to 10. That's Diego's side. Down the side is out of bounds. It's up here. Ben Sander on the throw. Sends it to Brendan. Brendan off his thigh. Brendan turns to his right. Brendan hits it off the defender out of bounds. We are 38:50 into the first half. Ben Sander on the ball. Ben to Brendan. Brendan hits it off Diego. It's still in bounds. What's the call? It's a free kick for Brookline. We're 39-15 into the first half. There's no score. Free kick for Ben. He sends it toward low to the back post. It's Jacques on the ball. Jacques to his right. Jacques turns. That was Alejo. Gets it back to the goalie. 39-30 into the first half. No score. Goalie boots it toward midfield. Bounces, it goes out of bounds. Manuel down the left side toward Jacques. Jacques, in front of the Newton bench. They lose it. Comes down the right side. That is, it goes out of bounds. It's halftime. There's no score at halftime.